86-year-old man marries his first love in a grand ceremony. What a beautiful love story. If that old man weren't my husband, after I died, my husband immediately married his first love. The news heavily reported their love. My whole life became a joke. Reborn into a new life, I don't want to eat this half-cooked rice anymore.
Wang Lianhua, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm talking to you.
With a sharp pain on my face, I snapped back to reality. I saw my harsh-looking mother-in-law in front of me. My mouth dropped open in shock.
Didn't she die long ago?
I subconsciously looked around, and realized I was wearing a blue plaid shirt, with a much younger body below. I've been reborn.
Wang Lianhua. I told my son he shouldn't have married you. You old so, what can you do right? Why is the footbath water you gave me so hot? Are you trying to scald me to death?
My mother-in-law forcefully poured the freshly prepared footbath water onto the ground. My husband Zhou Gui happened to come back from outside. Seeing this, his expression didn't change. He washed his hands briefly and went into the inner room. A chill filled my heart. In the previous life, he was the same. He left the entire family to me, including taking care of his paralyzed mother. In this life, I will never be bullied by them again. I let out a cold laugh. I bent down, picked up my mother-in-law's footbath, and threw it away with force. You think it's too hot? Then don't wash. The foot basin rolled across the yard, making a loud grating noise. Mother-in-law probably never expected that I, who'd always been so obedient, taking beatings and scoldings without a peep, would actually stand up for myself.
Oh heavens, oh ancestors, look at this daughter-in-law.
She raised her hands and started wailing desperately. Normally, I would have softened my voice and coaxed her. But now, I just crossed my arms over my chest and stared coldly at her. Zhou Gui walked out and frowned, scolding me, Wang Lianhua.
This is my own mother. How can you talk to her like that?
I laughed. When you were being taken care of, why didn't you see my efforts? But the moment I stop serving, you immediately jump out to blame me. Zhou Gui, I want a divorce. This time, even my mother-in-law stopped wailing, like a goose with its neck being squeezed. Not a single sound came out. Aren't you in love with your first love? We'll divorce, go be with her.
What's all the fuss about? There's nothing between me and her.
Yeah, after all, she's the young lady. Not as easy to fool as I am. You haven't even won her over yet, right? Zhou Gui's face darkened. He shook his sleeves. Without saying a word, he walked out. I called my two children from the corner, over to me. Gigi, Zai Shi. Do you two want mom and dad to divorce?
Mom, is it because dad doesn't love you?
A wave of bitterness surged in my heart. Even a 5-year-old can see the situation. In my past life, it was as if my eyes were glued shut. I was fooling myself until death. Gigi is 9 years old, he thinks further ahead. He nodded like a little adult.
If doing this makes Mom happy, I support Mom's decision.
My eyes stung. I pulled both children into my arms. Grandma's shrill voice rang out.
No, you can't get divorced. Who would want you if you divorce? Slut.
Hearing what Grandma said, the two kids looked at her with expressions of silent resentment. I sighed. It's my fault for teaching them to be too gentle. I always told them not to talk back to Grandma. Now they're already learning to read the room at such a young age. Ever since I married Zhou Gui, I've treated his paralyzed mother like my own mom. I took the beatings and scoldings, I endured all the nitpicking. If it weren't for me at home taking such meticulous care of his mother, could he be so carefree out there? But me, what was the result of supporting this whole family? I remembered my past life, and felt a dull ache in my heart. In my past life, I worked myself to the bone for Zhou Gui my whole life, selflessly giving my best years. He gave me the silent treatment, but I still bore it without complaint. 60 years of bitterness. Zhou Gui became a prominent principal. And I, due to overwork, ended up with a bunch of ailments. Died young. Soon after I died, my soul had not yet dissipated. Zhou Gui immediately married his first love, Lin Shu. By then, it was the era of new media. Various media outlets trumpeted the news. The love story of Zhou Gui and Lin Shu. An 86-year-old man marries his first love. A touching lifelong romance. My soul had not yet dissipated. I saw the comments section full of praise and envy.
Oh my God, this is true love. If I had a man like that, loving me, I'd be set for life.
See? Men only truly love one person their first love.
At that time, I saw in the wedding, a pair of bright red vertical banners. 60 years of separation, like birds flying apart, no letter can capture the melody of longing. I, the first wife, became a joke. My children, now all grown up, stood by at the wedding, looking particularly awkward. Now, seeing my two little ones still young, I silently vowed in my heart, this half-baked marriage I've endured it my whole life. In this life, I don't want to stomach it anymore. Pulling myself together, I let out a cold laugh, and said to He Shuzhen, I must get a divorce. You complain that I don't serve you well? Then let your precious son find you a new daughter-in-law. With that, ignoring my mother-in-law's curses, I took a child by each hand and walked out. I took the 2 kids to town, spent money on 2 bowls of noodles, and let them have a good time for the day. I bought each a set of clothes and a toy. They're still young. No matter how mature, they're still kids at heart. When they saw new clothes and toys, they all had looks of pleasant surprise. Gigi couldn't stop touching the toy in her hands. She looked at me cautiously.
Mom, is it too wasteful for us to spend money like this? Will Dad blame you?
My nose stung. No, don't worry. From now on, Mom will make sure you have a much better life. Gigi cheered. Then she took the toy and went to play with her little sister. I remembered how I supported Zhou Gui's career by cutting back on household expenses. I stretched every penny to the limit. But I ended up neglecting my well-behaved kids. Luckily, now we're starting over. I'll never treat them that way again. Spent the whole day playing with the kids. I took them back to my parents' house. As soon as we got home, my mom came out on her little bound feet, hurrying out. Her face was beaming like a flower.
What brings you here? Come to Grandma, my little darlings.
I felt even more guilty. Since I got married, I've only come home a handful of times. While I was busy taking care of my mother-in-law, I never once thought that my own mother was all alone at home by herself. I composed myself and said, I want a divorce from Zhou Gui.
Did he bully you?
Her unquestioning trust made all my grievances burst out. I nodded tearfully and threw myself into her arms. He never really wanted to marry me. He only loves his first love, Lin Shu. I poured out all my grievances completely and utterly. My mom was so angry her lips trembled.
This marriage has to end. But what about the kids?
I know what she's thinking. But I've already lived a lifetime. With the wisdom from my past life, I can definitely support 2 kids. There are plenty of strong single mothers. Rather than finding them a cold father, it's better to raise them on my own. I must keep both kids with me.
Then let's go get a divorce now.
My mom is efficient. She took me, Gigi, and Zaishi back home. Just as we entered the yard, I heard my mother-in-law complaining.
Oh, you have no idea. My daughter-in-law is so tough. Whoosh, she just threw my foot bath right out. Look at that. You don't know the kind of bullying I endure every day.
My mom walked in. She said coldly.
My daughter told me, but I didn't believe it. Since that's the case, then let's get a divorce, let's part on good terms.
And that's when I saw many village aunties sitting around, watching my good mother-in-law, who was gossiping about me behind my back. He Shuzhen's face immediately became visibly flustered.
Oh, in-laws, what brings you here?
If I hadn't come, I wouldn't have known that my daughter was being talked about like this behind her back.
Just kidding, just kidding. What's this about a divorce, in-laws?
Just divorce. I want to divorce your son, Zhou Gui, I said coldly. The aunties around watching the drama exchanged glances, their gossipy hearts ignited. I realized this was an opportunity. I didn't let He Shuzhen get a word in, I said loudly. Ever since I married into your family, everyone in the neighborhood knows I get up before dawn every day to work. I wash clothes, cook, and take care of you. I gave your family a son and a daughter. I've done my duty to you. But how did you treat me? I covered my face and cried. Just today, I poured foot washing water for you and washed your feet. The water temperature was just right. But you lost your temper at me again.
Called me an old sow.
Low murmurs started around us. I sneered inwardly. Good thing I was so meek before. The whole village knows that the Zhou family married a hardworking and uncomplaining daughter-in-law.
These aunties are really something.
Soon everyone will know that Zhou Gui and his mother bully me. This marriage, they'll have to end it whether they like it or not. I keep crying. In winter, you wanted me to hand wash your clothes. The river water was so cold. I had just given birth. You made me go. I went anyway.
But that wasn't the end of it. As soon as I got back, you said I disrespected you.
You punished me by making me sleep in the woodshed.
This actually happened.
Many villagers saw it. These words caused an uproar. To make a woman who just gave birth wash clothes in the river during the bitter cold, that's too cruel. Countless accusing eyes fell on He Shuzhen's face. Her old face flushed red. I cried out loudly. And what about Zhou Gui? I'm a rural woman with no money. He's never given me a single penny since we got married. I raised 2 kids and have to take care of his mother. Is it easy? For some food money, I go out every day to collect cardboard. And this is how Zhou Gui treats me. It's all because of the apple of his eye. The professor's daughter, Lin Shu. If Zhou Gui can't let go of Lin Shu, then he shouldn't have married me, Wang Lianhua, and had 2 children. What kind of man is he?
Enough.
I turned around and saw Zhou Gui walking in with a dark face.
You want a divorce, don't you? I'll set you free.
These days, mutual consent divorces are quick. But I didn't expect that at the Civil Affairs Bureau, something else would go wrong.
This is the Zhou family's grandson. He must stay.
She pointed at Zhou Zhijie standing beside her. Zhijie pressed his lips together. He held his sister's hand, and looked at me pleadingly. The Civil Affairs Bureau staff hesitated. In principle, the children should go to the parent with an income.
I don't want that worthless girl. My grandson must stay.
Since there are 2 children, you take one, I'll take one. GGE stays.
I almost laughed at his shamelessness. Ever since the child was born, when has he ever fulfilled his duties as a father? But I also know Zhou Gui's temper. He's the most filial. He won't refute He Shizhen's words. Once he says it, he'll definitely go through with it. I thought for a moment and agreed readily. Zhou Gui looked at me in surprise, as if he hadn't expected me to agree so quickly. But I had already walked up to Gigi and whispered a few words in his ear. Gigi's chubby face showed a maturity beyond his years. He nodded firmly at me. I suppressed the slight bitterness and pride in my heart, took the divorce certificate, and left holding Zaixi's hand. There was hardly anything of mine in that house. I didn't even pack any clothes and brought Zeixi back to my parents' home. The moment my mom saw me, her face lit up with joy. Then she asked in surprise,
Where's Gigi?
He Shizhen took him, but Mom, don't worry. Soon she'll be begging me to send Gigi back. I knew He Shizhen was no good. Lianhua, you've worked so hard these years. I gave Zeixi a piece of candy and told her to go play, then I discussed with my mom. Mom, rest assured. Gigi won't suffer at their place. I'm planning to go to the county town and try my luck. I'm raising the child alone. I can't go on like this forever. I need to find a way for the child. My mom hesitated for a moment.
Where do you plan to work?
Not working. I want to open a shop. A restaurant?
I don't agree. Opening a restaurant is for big bosses. What if you lose money?
Mom, you rest assured. I'll just open a small diner. A person has to take a chance. What if I actually make it? I talked her into it, after much pleading. I also brought up Gigi being at the creek. Finally managed to convince my mom. What my mom doesn't know is that in my past life, to take good care of Zhou Gui, I put a lot of effort into cooking. After I had the means, I even went to a famous local chef and learned a few signature dishes, but in this era now, those future famous dishes haven't appeared yet. If I introduce them in this era, it's a total game changer. Just as I was thinking about where to pick a location for the shop, my mom came out carrying a thick cloth bundle and opened it in front of my surprised eyes. Inside was a stack of cash, big and small denominations, some clean, some crumpled. Mom, I called out, unable to speak. I just held my mom's hand tightly.
Don't be pathetic, crying like that. We need to show them what we're made of. Let that Zhou family see that the Wang family's daughter is no pushover.
With my mom's money and some of my own savings, I went to town alone. The town now isn't as developed as it will be in the future, but it's still bustling and you can see its later charm. Following my memory, I found a shop that would become popular later. Right now, that place is still a small street. I walked into a bungalow. Boss, is this house for rent? The boss was a middle-aged man with an honest look, sitting in a rocking chair dozing off. Hearing my words, he stood up in surprise.
What did you say? You want to rent this place?
I plan to rent it for about 2 years. This location is particularly good. I need to secure it quickly, in case something unexpected happens later.
Then name your price.
I immediately gave a fair price. The other party agreed immediately. When signing the contract, the kind boss still reminded me,
Miss, I have to warn you, there aren't many people around here. You're renting for 2 years straight. If you're planning to do business, you should think it through.
I smiled slightly. I've thought it through. He doesn't know, but I do. In less than half a month, a large construction team will come here. Those workers will be my main customers. The contract was signed smoothly. The boss left grinning from ear to ear. I was really pleased too. That afternoon, I hit up a bunch of renovation shops. I settled on the name for my restaurant. I decided it would be called Lotus Restaurant. After all that, it cost me a pretty penny. Even with what my mom gave me, my wallet was almost empty. I gritted my teeth. I had to make every penny count. Apart from the necessary tables, chairs, bowls, and chopsticks, and the kitchen sign, I left everything else as is. I had to take a gamble, hoping that my cooking skills would bring in plenty of customers. After finishing all that, it was already sunset. Exhausted, I walked home. As soon as I got home, I saw at the doorstep the last person I wanted to see. Zhou Gui was standing at my door, looking a bit hesitant. What are you doing here? I rolled my eyes, annoyed. Zhou Gui's eyes lit up when he saw me, and he walked over.
Perfect timing. Come back with me and help look after my mom.
I thought there was something wrong with my ears. Instinctively, I picked my ear. Zhou Gui, are you out of your mind? If I remember correctly, we've been divorced for a day now, right? Zhou Gui rubbed his fingertips. As he looked at me, his brow furrowed instinctively.
After all, she was your mother-in-law, and Gigi is still here. How can my mom, who's half paralyzed, take care of Gigi? If you still care about our past as a couple, come back and help take care of my mom.
I laughed at that. Zhou Gui saw me laughing and thought he had a chance. But the next second, I picked up a broom nearby and smashed it over his head as hard as I could. Screw you. Do you think I'm your free maid? Get lost. Go away. Zhou Gui fled with his head in his hands from my beating. He even shouted at me.
You cold-hearted woman. Isn't GJ your child? What's wrong with you going back to take care of him?
I said, why was Zhou Gui, who was always cold toward the child, this time suddenly wanting to keep Gigi? It turned out he wanted to use this to tie me down. He still thought I was the foolish, easily manipulated village woman. After I gave him a beating, Zhou Gui, who was weak and powerless, slunk away in disgrace. My mom, who watched the whole thing, was bent over laughing on the side.
I thought he himself could take care of that old lady for at least 3 days. Can't even last a day. And he still wants you to go back. What a shameless move.
My mom linked her arm with mine and told me about the recent situation. Without me at home taking care of He Shuzhen, she's half paralyzed, and finally got a taste of her own medicine. No one to wash clothes, no one to cook, she just lies in bed wailing every day. Then my mom asked me,
how did things go today?
Pretty smoothly. But the money is almost gone. Facing the unknown, I felt, for no reason, a surge of fear in my heart. What if I fail this time? But soon, I shook that thought out of my head. I absolutely cannot allow myself to fail. My mom also knew I was tired today, so she changed the subject.
Jujie, that kid is really clever. You don't know. Today, the Zhou Gui family is in an uproar.
I got interested as soon as I heard that. I immediately urged my mom to tell me more.
Oh my, that kid, early in the morning, before dawn, he got his grandma up and about, demanding pancakes and porridge. Isn't He Shuzhen paralyzed? How could she manage to do that?
A little later, he said he wanted to wash He Shuzhen's face, but he couldn't hold the hot water steady.
And almost scalded her half to death. In the morning, he went to let the chickens out, but 3 of them got lost. You know, He Shuzhen treats those old hens that don't lay eggs like treasures.
My mom was laughing uncontrollably. I also pursed my lips and smiled. That GGE kid is really smart. After listening to me that day, he was able to do this much. I guess soon He Shuzhen will be eager to send him back. I touched the head of the sleeping Zaishi's little head. I quietly made a decision. In this lifetime, I will live the life I want. Early the next morning, I took an ox cart to town, to my shop. The simple and cozy sign had already arrived. I directed 2 workers to hang it up. The shop was starting to look decent, though the street was a bit quiet. I knew the saying, good wine needs no bush. I rolled up my sleeves and started cooking the saozi. I learned this saozi noodle dish up north in my past life. The key flavor is in the saozi itself. I took out the braised pork belly from the night before and diced it into tiny cubes. Stir-fried them in hot oil. Then, I scooped out the pork cubes, leaving only the fragrant oil behind. Added dried tofu, bamboo shoots, and shredded carrots, and turned up the heat. Soon, a rich aroma filled the air. The 2 workers setting up tables outside caught the scent and sniffed excitedly, their throats bobbing.
Boss Wang, what are you cooking?
2 heads poked into the kitchen. Saozi noodles. You 2 haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Good work this morning. Let me treat you. I turned with a smile, took out 2 big bowls, laid out the cooled noodles, and ladled 2 scoops of saozi on top.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
The 2 workers shouted cheerfully and sat down at the table, already eager. I just brought out 2 bowls of noodles with minced meat. Their eyes lit up. They couldn't take their eyes off the noodles. They picked up their chopsticks and started slurping.
So delicious.
Soon, empty. Seeing this, I felt relieved. It seems my cooking was appreciated.
Boss Wang, how much is a bowl? We can't just eat for free.
It's not worth much. I said it's on me, so it's on me.
That won't do.
Really, no need to pay. Just bring me customers later. Then I'll be happy.
Boss Wang, with so much meat in it, won't you lose money?
There's no meat at all.
What? I definitely tasted meat.
I explained, this is the seasoning method. Using braised meat juice and stir-fried meat oil, I fry the pre-prepared vegetables and they taste almost like fresh meat. But the cost is low. From now on, my customers are all hard workers. They're not picky. If they can use the money for groceries to taste meat, it's the best deal. And the leftover braised meat and stir-fried meat can make a few side dishes for lunch, earning extra money. Everyone's happy. The 2 workers left, suddenly enlightened. I thought I'd only have 2 customers on my first day, but before long, a few more customers, drawn by the aroma, came. Delighted, I immediately went to the kitchen frantically making noodles. By noon, I had sold 25 bowls of noodles. This result was better than I expected. And with 25 sold, the cost I put in yesterday was already recouped. From now on, it's pure profit. Just as I was happily daydreaming about a wonderful future, suddenly, into my shop, a short man rushed in.
Hey, Lian Hua. I finally found you. You need to go back quickly. Your mom and Zhou Gui's mom are fighting.
What? My mind went blank. Without even taking off my apron, I hurriedly ran after him. At the village, a crowd had gathered around Zhou Gui's house. I could hear arguing from inside. I squeezed through the crowd. Grabbed my mom's hand. Looked her up and down. Her hair was a mess, but she wasn't hurt. Then I saw Zhijie and Zixi nearby. The kids were fine. I finally breathed a sigh of relief.
Oh. Our big shot is back. Hishuzen's sarcastic voice rang out. I told you, lowlifes stay lowlifes. Look. Just look. Back at my house, she was picking up cardboard. And now, she works as a chef. What a joke. You'll end up losing your shirt.
You son of a bitch.
I looked at her. I gotta say, without me looking after her, Hishuzen is having a rough time. In the middle of summer, she probably hasn't bathed in days. Sticky and clammy. A faint, unpleasant smell. But still, she was thinking about something that made her happy. Her face was glowing. My mom heard that. And she blew her top again. She raised her claws ready to scratch. Mom, let me handle this. Hishuzen thought I was weak, so she laughed even harder.
I'm telling you, Wang Lianhua, you're not welcome at my house anymore. My Guia is going to marry a professor's daughter from Nancheng.
As soon as she said that, the crowd buzzed with excitement. For people nowadays, Nancheng is a huge place. The professor's daughter from Nancheng, that would be a real young lady. Not someone like us, humble folks, could ever reach, but now Zhou Gui has reached it. I frowned too. Maybe my rebirth caused a butterfly effect. In the previous life at this time Zhou Gui hadn't even seen Lin Shu's face. Hishuzen saw me frown. Thought I regretted it. Got even more smug.
Wang Lianhua. It's too late for regrets now.
Regret my ass, your Zhou Gui is just a coward. I wouldn't take him even if you paid me $1 million. Now going to Nancheng to sell his ass? Think that young lady would want you? What kind of family? I spoke crudely and loudly. Triggered laughter all around. Hishuzen's face darkened. She waved Zhiji over.
Wang Lianhua, I'll wait for you to regret this. Come here. Zhiji, let daddy find you a rich stepmom.
Zhijie looked at me reluctantly. I gently shook my head at him. He pursed his lips. He had to leave with Hishuzen first. All right, nothing to see here. Scatter, I waved to disperse the crowd.
It's okay, Lianhua. That Zhou family is just awful. Your divorce is a good thing.
Thank you. Leaving Zhou Gui's house. My mother clenched her teeth. That damn Hishuzen. Damn Zhou Gui. Mom. I have good news for you. My restaurant business was good today. I told Mom about what happened this morning. My mom cheered up again. Then she looked worried.
If we can raise the child ourselves, let's do it. We need to get Gigi back quickly. Gigi is so sensible. Don't let that old witch Hishuzen spoil him. Zhou Gui doesn't care about him either.
I nodded. That's what I thought too. Originally, I thought I'd let Gigi make trouble for them as much as he could. Hishuzen is paralyzed. She'd definitely find it unbearable and send him back. But now I realize I was too naive. I need to figure out a way. Suddenly, a thought struck me. Maybe I can use Lin Shu to my advantage. Once I had an idea, I acted on it. That very day, I had Zixi run over to talk to her brother, to have Zhiji express his dissatisfaction with Lin Shu. No matter what, he doesn't want a stepmom. I even had him make threats. If Lin Shu comes, he doesn't know what he might do. Zixi is clever and sly. As soon as she heard my instructions, she went to find Zhijie. Right after that I spent money to hire an old woman from the same village to whisper in Hishuzen's ear every day, just saying that Zhiji's heart is only with his own mother. Whether he'll be filial or not is another matter. I'm afraid Lin Shu might come and do something irreversible, something about Lin Shu and Zhou Gui's relationship. Most importantly, if Lin Shu and Zhou Gui end up together and give her a big fat grandson, then what's the point of keeping my Wang Lianhua's seed around? Meanwhile, Zhiji stepped up his torment of Hishuzen within a short time. Hishuzen sent for me to come to her house.
You little brat. Take him back, now.
I saw Zhijie's innocent expression and Hishuzen covered in manure. The stench almost made me laugh out loud. What are you doing? I have a daughter, that's enough, you take him back. Hishuzen was furious and pushed Zhiji toward me.
Take him away, I'll have plenty of grandsons later, I don't want this little rascal.
I pretended to hesitate repeatedly as Hishuzen, in her rage, said whatever came to mind, only agreed when she said she'd write a certificate. Zhiji finally came back to me, seeing them playing together, brother and sister. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Thinking about how Hishuzen looked so relieved, I snorted. I don't believe in past lives that Lin Shu's father looked down on Zhou Gui. At this moment the two of them can still be together. Probably Hishuzen is arranging to find a next wife for Zhou Gui. Zhou Gui had no choice but to tell. And Hishuzen thought it was a done deal and was overjoyed. Even if Lin Shu married Zhou Gui, it would definitely be a mess. Lin Shu, as a professor's daughter, how could she ever manage Zhou Gui's household, while enduring poverty, and also take care of his half-paralyzed mother? Hishuzen, that old witch, is so demanding. In the dead of winter, she still makes me boil water to bathe her. Only someone as patient as me would put up with it. Their miserable life ahead, I can't wait to see it. Early in the morning, after settling the two kids, I went to the restaurant. As soon as I opened the door, the two workers I saw yesterday brought a bunch of men in work uniforms and came over.
When they saw me,
They were overjoyed.
it's open, it's open. Boss Wang's shop is open.
He shouted, and all the workers came in and sat down. In fact, because there weren't enough seats, many had to stand.
Boss Wang, 1 bowl of minced noodles. And half a pound of braised pork.
Boss Wang, same for me.
The shop was filled with the sounds of ordering. How come so many people?
They're building a big building next door. These are new coworkers I met on the job. None of them had breakfast. I brought them here to boost your business, boss.
Just as I remembered. They're gonna build a big building next door. I quickly said thanks, and got busy in the kitchen. Bowl after bowl of noodles came out, and they ate every last bite. That morning kept me running around, but I was happy inside. Not only that, at noon, those workers came back for lunch. By the end of the day, I was grinning ear to ear counting the money. After subtracting the cost, I'd almost earned back half of the renovation cost. Such a great start, really promising for the future. On the way home today, I was over the moon. I felt like I was walking on air. I bought 2 pairs of new shoes for the kids, and some pastries for Mom. When I told Mom about today's earnings, she perked up too. Then, she pulled me aside mysteriously.
You know what? Jogwei actually brought that young lady from Nanchang back home.
What? I was shocked. I had a feeling something had changed. Mom said the whole village went to see Zhou Gui and Lin Shu. Lin Shu is indeed beautiful. He Shuzhen was also very pleased. But I just let it go in one ear and out the other. Now, this person Zhou Gui has nothing to do with me anymore. Instead, I'm grateful that heaven gave me this chance to live the way I want. Now both of my precious kids are by my side. For them and for my mom, I've got to give it my all. As for Zhou Gui, he's been a father for so long, but he never acted like one. Now that I'm free of him, free of everything related to him, it's actually a good thing. So I happily started gossiping with my mom, talking about Zhou Gui's first love. In my previous life, I only knew he pined for her his whole life. I only caught a glimpse of her at the wedding after his death. I don't know if, back when I was with Zhou Gui, the two of them did anything inappropriate behind my back. If they did, then Lin Shu jumping into that fire pit isn't so bad. Anyway, I don't want to be that devoted housewife anymore. As for Lin Shu herself, I'm indifferent. My mom said that when Lin Shu came over that day, he Shuzhen tried to pull the mother-in-law act on her, but Lin Shu just pulled a long face and left. Zhou Gui yelled, "Mom! This isn't Wang Lianhua. Could you please not cause me more trouble?" And then rushed out after her. He Shuzhen's face was a whole spectrum of colors. My mom was overjoyed. Then she got indignant for me.
What kind of talk is that? What do you mean, not Wang Lianhua? Are you the only one who's easy to fool?
I calmed her down. Whatever. Anyway, we have no relationship now. And the 2 kids are fine.
You just wait. Zhou Gui is so selfish. And He Shuzhen is a troublemaker. Their life will be a mess.
I didn't say anything wrong. Zhou Gui, at 86, went to marry his first love. Back then he was wealthy and high-ranking. But now, he's broke. Love without material foundation is like scattered sand. What's more, there's that troublemaker He Shuzhen. In the following days, I was at my Lotus restaurant. My business was getting better and better. After 3 months, I had a large sum of money in hand. With more money, I felt completely relaxed. My mind became more active. Now, my restaurant mainly sells breakfast and lunch fast food because the customers are the nearby workers. Even with my great skills, I can't show them off. But my reputation is out there. As long as I open a branch and raise the menu and prices a few notches, maybe I can make that business work. The kids are getting older. I want them to receive a better education. Resources will be more and more needed in the future. I started thinking long term, so I used the money I earned in these 3 months to buy a shop front. This shop may look ordinary now, but based on my past life memories, this is a prime location in the future. Then, I borrowed more money and started hiring smart young chefs, signing contracts, and teaching them my signature dishes. Around that time, I heard from my mom that Zhou Gui actually married Lin Shu. They actually got married? I was shocked. In my past life, Zhou Gui dropped out because he was dating the professor's daughter, Lin Shu. Why did they get married in this life too? I couldn't figure it out, but I soon put it out of my mind, because my shop was way too busy. I was running around like crazy. The new Lotus private restaurant opened. I even used my younger daughter's drawing as the logo. Back then, having a logo was very trendy and almost unheard of. But in later times, it often becomes a brand for a shop. I intentionally took a long-term view. Because the new Lotus private restaurant cooked trendy dishes, with a wide variety, it quickly became popular locally. Many out-of-town merchants came to visit. These merchants and officials were among the most wealthy and powerful. They also set the trend for this circle, or rather, choice. In less than a month, my Lotus Restaurant's revenues skyrocketed. In this life and the last, this is the first time I've seen this much money. I was almost going crazy with joy. I gave my mom a big red envelope. Then I set my sights on a prime future location. Save up a bit more, I plan to buy for Gigi and the 2 kids and she, a house each. My mom, money-grubbing as she is, pocketed the money. Then, all secretive, she started gossiping with me.
Hey, you know what? Jogway's family had a big fight. They were going at it, I tell you.
My mom has nothing better to do now than to spy on Jogway's family all day. She knows every little thing that happens. What's going on? Didn't he marry his first love? Shouldn't he be over the moon and put her on a pedestal? I really don't get men. Sigh.
Lin Shu has only been married into the family for a few months. Rumor has it that Lin Shu eloped with Jogway. They didn't even get a marriage license. He Shusen thought this new daughter-in-law would be easy to push around. She didn't stay tame for long before she demanded the new daughter-in-law to feed her and do her laundry. Lin Shu put up with it at first. Guess what happened?
My mom clapped her hands.
This afternoon, He Shujin pooped her pants again. She told Lin Shu to carry her to a bath and change her pants, but she'd already had a bath that morning.
I knew it. That's how He Shujin is. Back when I was still her daughter-in-law, she could have just called me when she needed to go to the toilet. But she purposely pooped her pants instead, making me bathe her and change her clothes. She was so fat, and half paralyzed. This whole ordeal wore me out. But she had no consideration for me. Things like this happened 2 or 3 times a day. Whether it was freezing winter or scorching summer. This was He Shujin's own devised, teaching a lesson, way for her daughter-in-law. She was asserting her authority, and then
those two started arguing. Lin Shu isn't exactly easygoing. She just grabbed He Shujin and gave her a beating. She got chewed out by Zhou Gui for not respecting her own mother. When Lin Shu heard that, I eloped with you, and this is how you treat me, she stormed off in anger. Anyway, they don't have a marriage certificate. Now Zhou Gui is at a loss, crying over his mother and pining for his first love. He's still out looking for Lin Shu, trying to win her back.
My mom and I laughed our heads off. After getting out of that mess, I felt so relieved. My life is pretty routine, mostly at home, shuttling between the restaurant and the diner. Of course, hard work paid off. I met a lot of people and learned a lot. Only then did I realize, apart from kitchen and housework, leaving the life of a housewife, having a career out there, how wonderful it really is. That day I got home, and there he was again, Zhou Gui, pacing outside my door. What are you doing here? The moment I saw him, I felt nothing but disgust. I don't know how in my past life, I was so blind to fall for him. He turned around, and the moment he saw me, you could visibly see shock and hesitation on his face.
Are you Wang Lianhua?
Of course I knew what he was surprised about. The me now was no longer the dusty, sallow-faced housewife I used to be. I was wearing a custom-made, well-fitted dress, and my hair was curled. The success in my career had made me confident. Even my own mother would say I changed a lot. Who else would it be? A flash of admiration crossed Zhou Gui's eyes. He reached out to take my hand, but I dodged.
Lianhua, I know you've come back. I was wrong. I was terribly wrong. Come back. I'm the father of our child. Let's build a home for our child together.
My heart skipped a beat. I looked closely at Zhou Gui now. The him now had a lot more weariness and experience in his eyes. This wasn't the Zhou Gui of this lifetime. He had come back too. What? I've fulfilled your wishes in this life. You married your first love. Not happy? Not satisfied? Zhou Gui thought I was jealous. He visibly relaxed.
Don't even mention that Lin Shu, Lianhua. Only now do I realize how good you really are. Usually, if it weren't for you taking care of the home, looking after the kids and the elderly, how would I have had the time and energy to build my career? That Lin Shu, day in and day out, all she knows is order me around to do this and that, telling me to buy this and that, and she doesn't even take care of my mom. Really, she's just a pretty face I married. Lianhua, please come back. I can't live without you. And the kids can't be without their father, can they? My mom says she really likes you. As long as you come back, she won't go against you anymore. I really regret it, Lianhua.
After hearing Zhou Gui's long confession, I couldn't help but laugh. Zhou Gui thought he had moved me. He looked at me with surprise and expectation, but the next second, I slapped Zhou Gui hard across the face. Fuck you. Do you want this blessing? Meeting Zhou Gui's incredulous gaze, I kept going. Zhou Gui, you're not even human. Do you think I'm still your maid? Haven't I been your maid long enough? Get the hell away from me. Don't let me see you again. And Lin Shou. I used to hate her, but now I just feel sorry for her. If you're a real man, and want to enjoy her beauty and elegance, you have to pay the price. Instead of enjoying it while nitpicking that she doesn't take care of the family. Don't forget, she is also a professor's precious daughter, a princess. And you? You're such a waste. You married her, and now you're finding faults again. You run away from problems. You know he Shujin bullies me all the time, and you pretend not to see it. Our 2 kids are about to start school. Now you think of it? Don't play innocent with me. I was wondering why heaven lets someone like you be reborn. It's so you can witness my good life now. I rattled off a whole bunch of stuff, looking at him with disgust. Get out. Get far away. Do you think getting back with me is a blessing? Let me tell you, it's like crap. Get out, get out. I made a move to grab the broom nearby, and Zhou Guai ran away in panic. I laughed. I laughed until I cried. For how unworthy I was before. After crying enough, I touched the bills in my purse, and my mood brightened again. That loser Zhou Gui doesn't know that I'm now the boss of half a street. Next. My goal is a whole street. Humming a tune. I opened the door. In the distance, I saw 2 small figures running toward me, and Mom standing by the doorframe, smiling.